This episode of Boss Rush After Dark is brought to you by, well, you. If you want to learn how to support our family of podcasts, head over to patreon.com/bossrushmedia or search for us on the Patreon app on your smart device. Thanks for helping us build something better.
All right, well, we're recording because I see the waveforms going. All right, so count us down. 3, 2, 1. What's up and a happy, wonderful new year to everybody out there. Welcome back. Wow, like these guys are already cracking up. Jeez. What I missed when I was trying to roll off the intro to Boss Rush After Dark, the show for the Boss Rush Network, the alternative show for the Boss Rush Network. What's so funny, guys?
You counted down Stephanie made a fart noise.
Because I'm 10.
This show's made for 10-year-olds, right?
I know we've already said it a multitude of times, you know, like in our various like chats, you know, before the show came back. But Merry New Year, guys! It's wonderful to see you again.
Yeah, this is it's gonna be a great year. I feel it.
Yep. I did miss hanging out with you guys. You know, these past like 2. Actually, it was 3 weeks for me because like I had to miss a show.
Yeah. I forgot LeRon was not on the last episode of After Dark.
I had to miss the last episode of After Dark because you know my boyfriend was flying back from across the country. You know, like nobody was going to be at the airport to pick him up.
The show LeRon begged for can't even show up for it.
Oh jeez, come on.
Don't worry,
I think it was
fine.
It was a well-needed break, though.
Is the new episode live? Is it live yet? I know it's live on Patreon feeds, but
let's see.
It's not live yet.
Not on free feeds, no.
Yeah, that's okay.
Let's see. It goes up on. Where are we? Oh, it goes up. It goes up on January 14th. So, on free feeds, that's fine.
So, Dana White slapped his wife at a live event.
What?
The commissioner of the UFC, like he slapped his wife, and it was caught live on camera.
Huh.
That's not cool.
Yeah, just some crazy, just a whole bunch of crazy stuff. Like you know, she
slapped him back.
Sam Bankman-Fried, like you know, defrauded like everybody that was in cryptocurrency. You know,
Who didn't see that coming, right, guys?
Oh, I did not see it coming, but you know, like I did not see it coming, but you know, at the same time, I can understand, you know, why it would have happened anyway. You know, I get it. Shit, Hawkeye is in critical condition. Well, was in critical condition. You know, shoot, this year's off to a roaring start.
Yeah,
some of that stuff I mentioned was actually from last year, but you know.
Yeah. DeMar Hamlin's in critical condition, the football player from the Buffalo-Cincinnati game. Mm-hmm. That was scary.
The WB's pissed off at The Rock?
Yeah, well, you know.
Well, I mean, by the WB, I mean Warner Brothers, not the WB channel or CW or whatever the fuck they call themselves now.
Well, Sony just announced a new accessibility controller for PlayStation 5.
Pretty cool.
Looks weird, but you know, more people playing games, that's good.
Yeah. I'm going to try and just focus more on the positive in 2023. I'm going to try and
you know what's positive? We're back.
Noise. Yeah.
Good times.
Guess who's back? Back again.
The cool kids are back. Tell your friends.
Pretty sure a big chunk of the audience might not even know. Do you think they would know these lyrics?
Maybe. I don't know. Eminem's pretty hot right now with the kids. Still, maybe.
Yes.
My nephews know who Eminem is, and they're 8 and 10. So.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what though? Though, the one thing we can definitely, say helped us ring in the new year is the fact that Elon Musk lost 200 billion fucking dollars.
I
Yeah,
didn't
but
know
he's still
that.
the richest man alive. So I mean, that'd be like if I
Not
lost
me.
five
No,
bucks in the
actually, no,
street
no, no.
somewhere.
Actually, no. I think he slid out of that because of this bullshit.
It doesn't matter. He still has billions of dollars, and that's
Yeah.
like losing $5 for us. So, which is still a lot of money for me. It's fine. We're all good. It's fine. Anyways, help get us out of here. What are we doing?
We need an adult.
Uh, what? Yeah,
Adult.
we're talking about adult shit because this is Boss Rush After Dark.
Yeah. By the
Yeah.
way, before we get into the topic that you brought up, LeRon, and the other topic that I already forget it was. So I ran into a situation the other day. Not like a real situation. It was just something that it was one of those like you ever see someone and you're like, I know you from somewhere. And then when you leave, you realize where you know that person from.
Yeah,
But
all the time.
okay, so we went to this library event.
Mm-hmm.
Uh at the Akron Library, they had like a kids New Year's party during the day on Saturday. Okay. And I was with my wife and kids, obviously, when they're like by myself. That'd be weird. Um but I saw this girl there with her family. I'm like, I know this person from somewhere, and it's really bothering me that I don't know where I know this girl from. I get home, I realize it was the girl I ghosted to go out on a date with my wife. Our first
Oh,
date.
No
oh,
way.
Yeah. So that was fun.
Did she appear to recognize you?
I don't know. I kept like trying to look at her without trying to
To look at
notice
her,
that I
yeah.
was looking at her. But then like I noticed she was like trying to figure out who I was too, but never said anything. So I was like, okay,
oh
whatever.
boy.
And
Well,
that's what, yeah. So
good thing you didn't realize it at that time, because
yeah,
then I don't know, maybe you would have been a little more panicky, like, "Hey, honey, let's walk away to over here."
yeah, that was weird. It's cool now.
Well, life does that to us sometimes. They just randomly have us cross paths with people from the past. Sometimes we remember right away, sometimes we don't.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was fine. She was there with her assuming husband and child, or a
Mhm.
random guy and a random child. I don't know. I don't know what the combination was. I'm just assuming. So that was my weird weekend story. Also, I
I
got
don't
really
really have.
sick. So
I don't really have a weird weekend story, so I'm all right.
mm.
Let's see. I'm trying to figure out what I even did this weekend. See, I don't know.
It was
I'm
New
an old
Year's.
lady already.
Did you
Yeah.
do anything for New Year's?
This past weekend?
Yeah,
Oh shit.
it's only the
Well,
4th. So
oh, all right. Well, now thank you for jogging my memory. So, New Year's Eve, I don't know. I went to a dinner and I was in home and asleep before midnight, which is the first time in my just general life, obviously, other than being a baby, obviously, that I did not stay up to at least watch the ball drop. So I did feel really pathetic and lame because I used to make fun of my parents for always falling asleep on the couch. Like by the time the ball dropped, I'm like, Mom, Dad, why can't you even just stay up to watch the ball drop? So lame, jeez. And here I am, I'm like at 11:45. And I had to work New Year's Day and Monday, like that was the recognized holiday. I had
mhm.
to work both Sunday and Monday all day, a full 8 hours worth. I
Gross.
was not happy. I hope I get compensated for that. Um, but just because I work in health insurance as a clinical pharmacist or pharmacy consultant, as many of you know, health insurance, not all, but a majority of people's health insurance turnover and either change or is updated on 1/1.
Yeah, mine did.
And so I had to be sure, and there were these 4-hour reports, super exciting, entertaining, I know, but a report gets run every 4 hours of all pharmacy claims for my client. So I have to go and I have to look at all the rejected claims, all the paid claims to make sure things are paying or not paying the way they're supposed to. which makes sense because, for example, you don't want a diabetic drug to be reject at the pharmacy when it actually should be paying, for example. And
Hmm.
if I catch something, obviously I'd have to, raise the alarm, get any coding fixed, or put it in an override so members can get it. So I knew that going into this job, like, okay, I will have to put in some work for New Year's. So I'm not a huge New Year's partier anyway, so I don't feel like I missed out. It would be different, like if I had to work on Christmas, I'd probably be bullshit. But it just makes for a long week because since I've been working from Sunday, I already feel like it's Thursday night. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that sucks.
mm,
I worked half a day from home yesterday, and today was like my first full day back in the office, so kind of doesn't really feel like Wednesday today. Sorry, I didn't mean to rub it in, Stephanie. I was just
that's all
commenting on
right.
work stuff.
It's life. It's life, dude.
Yeah, life's tough. Get a helmet, right? No, just me.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to be a Patreon producer, head on over to Patreon, patreon.com/BossRushMedia, and find out which tier is right for you. Our Patreon producers at the $5 tier or higher for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dierig, Francisco Santillan, and Rebecca Jewell. Thank you for your continued support. It's 2 times. Work. Am I right? Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of work, like today was a day for me. Like like I had work, I had a couple of doctor's appointments, and it actually rolls me into like one of the topics that I want to talk about tonight, which is and shout out to my boyfriend for this one because I saw him ranting on social media about it, and it was funny because like I saw his rant on social media, and then later on that morning he like hit me up, and I was like, yeah, I just got off the phone with my doctor, because we did a telephone follow up, and there are some things that, my doctor, like my ultrasound that I had done recently, they discovered I have an enlarged prostate. I guess, a man of 47 years old, it's bound to happen. I have an enlarged prostate. So I'll be going in real soon to get labs done, have a PSA done.
Mm,
Um, and also we were just talking about a few things, and we got on the topic of just like, like general health down there and stuff like that, and he was like, well, he's like, we don't recommend it until like the age of 50, but like if you're wanting to know like anything, like we can probably like get you scheduled for a colonoscopy. And I was like, you know what, I do kind of want to get that done because I just kind of want to figure out like what's, like, just see what's happening,
wait, you talking about a colonoscopy?
A colonoscopy. Yeah, did I say it wrong?
Well, I don't know if it's
I
necessarily wrong. I just want to make sure. Like, I was thinking for a
well,
whole minute, I'm like, oh my gosh, is there like another thing that I'm not aware of?
no, 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 no. Well, no, well, definitely, we're doing the PSA in my labs still, just to make sure that, like whatever's going on in my all men's prostates get
Yeah.
enlarged as they get older and stuff like that, and right now, because it has been discovered that mine has become enlarged, like we want to rule out any cancer and stuff like
Okay.
that. And
Yeah.
while we're on the cancer talk, I was like, that
Okay.
all my other blood tests and stuff have come back, and nothing's been off the rails as far as like thinking that I may have some type of cancer or need to be screened for cancer. And then we just got on the whole thing about colon cancer and stuff like that. So I
Mhm.
was like, yeah, 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 you have the lab call me to schedule a colonoscopy, and let's just get it done. I just want.
Dude, best nap of your life you're going to experience.
Wait. They knock you out?
For a colonoscopy, yeah, they
Yeah.
do. You get a
I,
nice dose of propofol and you get a nice nappy nap.
I did not know that. I did not know that.
Surprise.
Oh, woo. Okay.
It's a lot of fun. Not the pooping
I'm
part,
actually
but
I'm actually I'm actually afraid of being put under anesthesia like that.
I understand it, but especially if it's this propofol, you'll be a nice nap. You'll be fine.
You'll be fine. I believe in you.
And they don't let you worry for too long because they're like, "All right, countdown from 10." And I started giggling because I don't know, I guess it made me giggle. I'm like, "Ah, 10, 9." I made it to 9.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, they did
Oh
not
man,
give me much time to think, and then I woke up, I'm like, "Wow, I feel refreshed. I'm in
how
a
is
new
it so?
place now."
How is it so fast acting though? Like I'm curious. How is it so fast acting?
I don't.
And just kind of the chemical compound, and that's some, like, quote, unquote, "benefits" of Profol. I don't wanna talk about it like it's a glorious drug or anything, but, like, it works quickly, but it also clears quickly. That's, like, a benefit, right? You don't
Oh
wanna
God!
be.
So you mean there's a possibility? You mean there's a possibility I'm gonna wake up with a damn scope like
No,
that?
no, no.
I mean, it wouldn't be the. I mean, it wouldn't be the weirdest thing that's been up my ass, but you know.
It's alright. I made the joke the first time it happened. I had an endoscopy and a colonoscopy, so I was like, "I feel like I'm gonna be split roasted or spit roasted," whatever you wanna call it.
Wait, that's the one that goes down your throat, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, oh boy. Yeah. Yeah. So my boyfriend had a rant because I'm just gonna assume that it had something to do with his family and stuff like that because he had a
Mm,
rant about how like he'll never understand how people will get upset when you care more about their general health than they do and stuff like that. And it was funny because I read that early this morning, and then like I wound up having a chat with him like after after I talked to my doctor, and I was just telling him all the stuff that was going on, and he was like, see, you're a sane person because like you actually want to know what's going on in your health. I'm like, yeah, like my dad dropped like a stone from a heart attack at 41. Like shit, like that kind of opens your eyes when you're like a 19-year-old child, Yeah, you start wondering about things and your mortality and stuff like that. So
oh,
so
yeah.
so yeah. So my question is, and this is just a general discussion topic, is why is it that people just do why is it that people don't take their health seriously? And I'm not talking about like just the regular run of the mill stuff, I'm talking about shit that could really like punch your ticket.
I think people are just afraid of doctors and that you'll find something, and if you don't know it's there, then you don't have it. And I think a lot of people find comfort. No, I seriously think people find comfort in that.
Mhm.
And I mean, I went to the doctor for the first time in like 10 years last year, and aside from a little bit of low good cholesterol, like I'm fine, thankfully. Uh, the only thing they asked me to do was lose weight. I'm like, well, yeah, no, duh. I know I need to do that. But
Now,
I
now
mean,
let me ask you this real quickly. What was why do you think you did not go to the doctor? Like, up until recently? Is it
well,
because
honestly, until
is it because
until I
nothing
got
was wrong with you?
no, well, part of it was I just didn't want to go to the doctor, but the other part of it was until I got this job, I had really bad insurance and I didn't want to spend the money, to be honest with you.
Mhm.
Bingo. Okay. Okay.
Which I think a lot of
That's a
people
very
who
good
get
reason.
who don't have great insurance or pay a low deductible or whatever, like they just or a low copay, like they have a large deductible that they would have to pay if they had to have surgery or you know go do for some serious tests and stuff. Like we have really good insurance, and we like my kids had surgery this year, both of them, just to like get their adenoids taken out, and it
Oh
cost
wait, both kids got their adenoids because I know your daughter had her
yeah,
adenoids
they
taken
both
out.
did. Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah, your son did too. That's right. Yeah,
within
it
like
didn't
a
help
month
him
or
at all
two.
with sleeping. It didn't help him at all.
Well, he's actually been sleeping better. It's just like he's been getting sick lately. Like right
Yeah.
now, he has like a swollen throat, and they gave him some steroids today to like n- unswell it. And like he's been up twice since we started recording, and he's like, but those surgeries cost a ton of money, and that's with good insurance, let alone bad insurance. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's, like, a multifactorial, like, reasoning behind it, and they definitely can overlap, right? And the first one is insurance, and cost, and it's obviously gotten worse. And I have my own opinions about like the whole health insurance thing, which might not be the most popular one, but because I
Oh, it's
work
a
in health
fucking racket.
insurance,
It's a fucking racket.
Hmm.
um, like I've had my experience of good insurance, and I've also had my experiences with bad insurance, primarily the high deductible. Like when I'm not even saying that my current one's bad or anything, but I'm on a high deductible. I was on a high deductible health plan when my son broke his arm. Guess what? you know, woo! When I got in my car accident, like it was just real bad.
Mm.
And number two was like what Corey mentioned is people being afraid of finding out what might be wrong with them, which
Mhm.
is, very natural. I'm not one of those people, but I know a lot of people who are like that. There is that white coat syndrome. I do feel like it might have gotten better over the years because you do have nurses, PAs, medical assistants to, assist, reach out. And I think lastly, it's more of a pride know it all kind of a thing. Like, I know what's best for my body. Like, unfortunately, I know a lot of people that feel like they know the best and they either,
I sure
you
as fuck don't know the best for my body.
well, but you know those people that either will look at social media or internet or their own wives' tales about how things should work. And if they do go to the doctor, they demand from the doctor what they think is best. They'll see a commercial on TV for a drug, or they get a stuffy
Oh
nose
yeah, yeah,
and they
yeah.
demand an antibiotic. That goes up my ass sideways. And that's kind of like maybe the fourth thing is
Sideways.
yes, I'm sorry. And this is where I'm starting to get a little heated because I'm a pharmacist and I've worked
Uh-huh.
retail and it's I think it's more of a this country or like a first world, but particularly an American thing. And I'm not doing the anti-American thing, proud to be American, blah blah blah. But I'm just unfortunately one of the downsides, in my opinion, living in this country is that many people think it can be solved by a pill. Like I got a problem, well, there's some medication for that. It's not a sole reason, but I see it a lot, especially
Yeah.
when it comes to when you said, Laurent, taking care of yourself. People just feel like, "Oh, well, I eat a lot of fucking fast food, my cholesterol's high. No big deal. There's medication for it." Like a lot of people rely too much on that magic bullet where on and this is speaking as a pharmacist, a lot of the medications will just cause you more problems than will help
Yes.
you, and
And
medication
it'll
should
help.
be
Yeah.
used sparingly. But especially, Americans, Western cultures believe that pharmaceuticals go first and then other things second, not your supportive, like for example, like in psychiatry, behavioral health therapy, cognitive therapy, very effective. Studies have proven it, but no one wants it. They want the pill first. It's I'll
You
stop there and
know,
let you guys put your input.
I saw, it's interesting you brought the behavioral therapy stuff and so and things like that because I've heard like a few counseling sessions for where people were either on shrooms or on like like the purest form of like MDMA's, for the people that don't know, Molly and ecstasy, basically that stuff. Like it actually tremendously helped their mental state, and I'm talking about people who literally you can't trust them in a house with a firearm or sharp knives or whatever, like those people, it helped them tremendously and stuff like that, um and but I I don't know, like I am I am fearful of whenever I go to a doctor and get like a weird thing. Like, I've told you guys for a few weeks now that, like there was something going on with my kidneys, like I went and got an ultrasound and like they found cysts in both kidneys. And yeah, I've been back and forth to the clinic and the hospital, getting tests, getting scans, getting ultrasounds and all this stuff. And it looks like everything's good. Like my nephrologist, a kidney specialist, they're like, it doesn't look like you have much to worry about. Just start drinking more water, making sure your system gets flushed out and stuff. Don't be an ass, don't be a jackass. Like taking a whole bunch of like stop. Oh, stop taking ibuprofen and Motrin. That was
Mhm.
one. That was one. They were like, yeah, that shit kills your kidneys. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, goddamn, like when I was in the military, I was popping like 3,200 milligrams of this shit like at a time when I had a headache.
Mm.
You know?
Especially if people don't hydrate, they don't kind of. Well, I don't
Yeah.
expect people to typically know these things, but yeah.
Yeah, like yeah, but yeah, there's that, and also, like some other things, like, I'm not going full vegan or whatnot, but having more of a plant-based diet, and stuff like that, that'll help out too. Like you may get some of the symptoms. I kind of hate that, because of what's going on with my kidneys. I thought I was trending to get off of blood pressure medication, and because of what's going on with my kidneys, my doctor was like, "Hey, let's change your medication. Let's put you on something different, but something that will also protect your kidneys." And it's like, fuck, I was trying to get
Is it an
out of
ACE
this.
inhibitor?
Losartan, what is that?
Okay, it's an ARB. It's
Uh-huh.
it's a similar vein as that, um, and it's known. Oh, I think Corey might have
Uh-oh.
pooped out. Should oh, there he is. Um, it's actually known to be renal protective. So,
Hmm.
if anything, LeRon, like, even though it sucks that you're on it, but at least it has double benefit, like killing
Yeah.
two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
And even though I just went on a rant about medication should be used sparingly, but it's killing two birds with one stone, and it's a medication class that's been tried and true for a very long time. And at least comparatively speaking, with the side effects that could be possible, it is at least
Yeah.
better for sure.
What I've learned though is that eventually everybody needs something to regulate their blood pressure. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It doesn't matter if you're a 25-year-old that's been fucking around eating every salty thing under the sun, licking salt blocks and stuff, or if you're a 70-year-old person that has lived like alcohol and drug free, doesn't eat a lot of red meat, has like zero signs of salt in their cabinet and stuff like that. Like eventually, because like our bodies, as well as a machine that takes care of itself, like there are just some things that are beyond our control. And usually, like what's scary for me is hearing like the doctor say, like like, because I go to the gym, I work out, so it's all about getting the muscle pump and all that stuff. Hearing like the heart is the one muscle in the body that's not supposed to be enlarged, is like, woo, that's scary. That's scary.
Yeah.
And your heart just gets enlarged, when your fucking arteries are all plaqued up, or actually you get atherosclerosis, which means your arteries just start shrinking. It's nothing you've done, like they just start shrinking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And don't get me on the tangent, because I am a mini hypochondriac, so I so I will be
Well,
I will be up
we,
half the night on WebMD.
well, we are talking about like health and taking care of ourselves and why other people just tend not to take care of themselves. I know other things could just be that they like to let themselves go, not on purpose, but people kind of say like, "Ah, what does it matter?" That might also play a
We're
role
not
in.
we're not just talking about when I'm getting lazy and I'll just have a dad bod. We're not talking about that.
Well, but see, there's a difference between kind of how we look physically versus actual health,
Mhm.
because you don't need to have the most sculpted body to actually be within a healthy BMI. Um, Which I'm being a bit of a hypocrite because I don't really have the best body image myself, and I've struggled. But the nice thing is, a lot of people, and I actually have had friends, and I've tried to give them some tough love, and they did not like it. Where she is overweight, BMI speaking, like I'm not fat shaming. She just had the BMI of being overweight. She went to the doctor, and the doctor explained that she should be losing weight. And she
Yeah.
took it extremely personally. And she's like, I don't want to go back to that doctor. I'm like, well, did the person like tell you you're fat and was offensive? Because, yeah, some doctors kind of are assholes like that. But if the doctor's just genuinely concerned for your health, like, hey, there are health risks if your BMI is over blank, let's take some steps to whatever.
Mhm.
Some people just don't like hearing that truth, and it doesn't have to be just weight. That's just the easiest example I can
Oh yeah.
give,
Oh yeah.
right? And
Oh yeah.
the other easy example is mental health. I think there's an issue with people of the older generation where they don't believe in mental illness. So if someone says, "Hey, you could benefit from therapy," or "Hey,"
Mhm.
so on and so forth, there's a lot of people not seeking care for mental health, self care.
Yeah.
Um, and it's pretty detrimental when they don't, and when they do, it's a bit too late. I've been through the gamut. I've actually run, like, I've said to a former therapist, I said, you know what, because you say I have OCD and anxiety, like actual real OCD and anxiety, I heard CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, is actually very good. Like, can you direct me to where I can get CBT? She goes, no, I'll just prescribe you this and we'll go from there. I'm like,
Yeah. Wow. Nice being in
I,
Pfizer's pocket, huh?
yeah, I was like, why can't I try CBT first? Like she just said, like, oh, but like, just take, it would be easier. I'm like, um, maybe, see, most people might want that because it's easier to pop a pill, but no,
Yeah.
I would rather
I
work on, yeah.
I'd rather not be medicated. If I have the choice, I'd rather not be medicated. But it's also because like there's two things going on with me. Like I can't even fucking remember to take a multivitamin every goddamn day. Like I will get up and just go about my fucking business, and next thing you know, it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, fuck, I didn't take my fucking vitamins. So just imagine if I need like a life sustaining. I can I take my blood pressure medication at night, you know, and it's been real easy to get, like to lay down in the bed like watching some fucking TV and wake up and it's fucking 4 o'clock in the morning. I was like, fuck, I didn't take my meds, and it's like I might as well not get up and take them now. Like I might as well just go a whole cycle and take them when I'm supposed to take them and stuff like that, because I don't want to, because like the one thing you don't want to do with blood pressure medication, for anybody that's listening that either may not be on them or may not, or may be on them or may not even know they need them just yet, is you don't want to like saturate your system with the blood pressure medication, because if your blood pressure drops too low, you might not wake up in the morning, and not saying you'll be dead, you just be in a comatose state to where like they have to call some people to get some adrenaline in your system, wake you the fuck up, so like that, um so yeah, so there's that, like I've done it, like as a matter of fact, since January 1, today's January 4, I've missed one dose of this. So there you go. So just imagine, like I'm glad I'm not HIV positive, where like
Mm.
I have to take medication to keep my viral load to a point where it's undetectable, so I don't pass it on to people if I accidentally fuck around and have sex without a condom.
Yeah.
Yeah, like God, so yeah, if I can't even trust myself to remember to take a fucking multivitamin that is not even necessary, like yeah, like I really tried my best to not be on any medication and stuff like that. So I was really happy when my doctor said you can stop taking the cholesterol medication, and I was like, yes. I was like, that's one down. Like let's keep doing this. I thought that blood pressure medication was next, and no, it's not. But you know what? If I only have to take one pill for the rest of my life, I'm kind of happy, because I know people that
That's
like
pretty awesome.
yeah, because I know people in my life that are taking like, when I say they're basically taking like the little Jello shot cups of pills. It's like wow, you know. And I'm not saying wow in like a negative way and stuff like that, because like sometimes we can't help like the way our bodies deteriorate, or the way things happen to us and stuff, and we wind up needing a medication to sustain us.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys a question. Um, is there something I'm not gonna say you willfully do, but is there something that you do that definitely is not conducive for your health? Do you do you actually try to ignore some symptoms or things like that? Like I know
Um,
sometimes our environment kind of hurts us from doing that. Like with Corey, like for example, he said, like number one, he didn't have like the best health insurance, so he's just not running up and down and stuff like that. Trying to get seen by a doctor, for like the slightest cough, or the twinge in his back or whatnot, or like really weird abdominal pains and stuff like that. Um, Over the Christmas holiday, like my roommate and I had we had a guest over. We had a guest over who stayed with us for a week, and he's a diabetic, and my mom's a diabetic. Like I for my entire life, she's been a diabetic. Um, and it was really shocking, like actually seeing a person that literally has to ration their fucking insulin.
mm, mhm.
Yeah, you know crazy. Some things you can control your blood sugar with, like a good diet, but like like your blood sugar is going to spike, and you're going to need insulin sometimes, and it was just wild, like having a conversation with someone who's diabetic, and hearing that they ration themselves insulin because of the price.
Yeah. Um, I mean, I'm a hypochondriac as well, so there's not much I don't do because I just have that ever living panic. Like one time, not to no, but this is an example. I saw like a growth on my tongue, and I'm not going to describe it, but I was like, oh my gosh, I have throat cancer, or what if
Oh,
like, or like, what if I have?
yeah.
I'm not going to further explain all the things I was thinking about what could have been on it. I had like I went to the dentist and had him take a look at it like same day. I was like freaking out, and he goes, "I don't know. I think he says like papilloma." I'm like, "Are you sure?" And guess what? It went away a couple days later. It went away before he could even like refer me to the oral surgeon to take a biopsy of it. So, um, but if anything, like I still probably could treat my body better as far as a diet's concerned because I still, I love sugar, I love salt. So I mean, while my body can handle it well for now, and my cholesterol level and sugar levels still good because I'm an athlete, like I know, I'm getting older, like it'll probably hit me later. I would say the most notable poor habit is one that I do not have anymore, but it's been an issue for a while, was like my alcohol intake.
Mhm.
Um, I wouldn't say I was ever near like a super dangerous level, but I would drink like a typical, like an American, like we like to have our drinks. And because I'm also on some medications that are not compatible with drinking, I have not done great things to my body because of the interactions, but it
Mm,
took like, I still kept on making that quote unquote mistake, like, "Oh, I know it's not really that good for me, but, like, everyone else is drinking, I need to have a drink." And, I've been in some questionable health situations because of it. Not
yeah.
anymore, because I finally learned my lesson the hard way. I'm like, "This ain't happening again."
Yeah, that's another
Sometimes
thing too. That's another thing too. Like I don't really drink a lot. Well, I don't really drink. Like I have a casual drink every now and then.
yeah.
And now I'm on this blood pressure medication. I literally sit there sometimes and like, okay, if I drink, I might as well just not take a pill tonight. It's kind of weird because I don't know how it interacts with the medication I'm on. I can just easily look it up on Google. Like I was I was gonna make the dumbest fucking tweet yesterday. I was gonna be like, it's great sweat season. Uh I should ask my doctor for a prescription of Cialis or Viagra or something just to give it a little more pump, for the gray sweats.
Wow.
And then as fast as I thought about it at first, and I was like, whoa. I need to see if that stuff interacts with blood pressure medication. I learned some things like Viagra and Losartan. No, Cialis and Losartan. Yes, I learned some things.
There are nuances. So people on your medication, if you're not sure and your doctor's too busy, pharmacist is also a good person to check, considering that's what they do. Anyway,
Shit,
so yeah,
I talked to my doctor today. Why didn't I fucking ask him about it? No, because I don't have erectile dysfunction, but don't mind me.
no, that was
The blood is pumping pretty well.
prove it. No, don't, please don't.
Mm. I
Any,
mean,
nope,
I
good.
mean,
I trust you. I trust you. It's okay. Corey, help!
hashtag
I'm not helping
OnlyFans.
anything.
I'm gonna get HR called on me.
I'll give you a free 3-day pass.
We
Ah!
don't have an HR department. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm
Question
saying
mark?
uh-oh, we don't have an HR department.
Oh, okay.
So,
But anyway, but if I could just conclude the drinking part, like that's a big thing I think a lot of people may either think is an issue or not an issue because drinking is so prevalent in our culture, and because more and more of us are taking prescription medications. It's something that we don't always think about, and it could impact you, and it's one of those things where we need to pay more attention. What do we value more, our health or having a fun night? You know what I'm saying? Like, unfortunately,
Shit,
things come with a
it's a
price,
fun
and
night.
a lot of people would choose a fun night over their health. I hate to say it.
Hmm.
I mean, I've done it before, so I'm not even trying to be a hypocrite. I'm saying from experience too. I've made that mistake. So, how about you, Corey? Any habits?
um, well, I mean, I stress eat, which is terrible. I bite my
Mm.
fingernails, which is terrible. I stay up late, which is terrible. I'm basically terrible.
Oh, stop.
I so it's funny, like I was not funny, but I was talking with my wife the other night where I was like, man, there's so many things I need to work on about myself. And like one of the things that I was talking to her about was like I've really been not doing what I need to do to take care of myself in terms of like either a mental capacity or just like not eating right or not exercising at all. And I pretty much do the opposite of what I need to be doing, and I don't know why I started doing that because I wasn't doing that. But I don't know. It's just I have a lot of things that I do that I should probably stop doing, and I don't really know. Like with my daily routine and stuff, like there's certain things like I don't know how to fit certain things in, especially with like driving to work, driving home, the kids, the podcast stuff, the work I have to do while I'm at work, like that there's just no time, you know. And by the time I get home, like I want to I'm tired, I mean, it's just the daily routine. Like everybody's tired when they come home from work, and
Hmm.
I don't know. I need to find a better way to do things, and I just haven't done it.
Well, you brought up a really good point. People with a very busy work schedule with many kids, or maybe like single parents, like stuff like that, where there are points in our adult life where we just have so much on our plates that maybe we're almost kind of unable to take care of ourselves. Which, what does that say about us, as a society, or how we're raised, or how we approach things? I think it's very possible for us to be really overwhelmed where we either are unable to, or it's at least very challenging to try and figure out how to take care of ourselves.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, and the one thing I really need to stop doing is drinking all these energy drinks and eating garbage,
mm,
especially late at night. And like I've been trying to do that the last couple days. I mean, it's only January 4th, so we'll see what happens. But you know what I mean? Like I just I need to do it and I need to have the mindset to do it. And I mean we'll check I what I need is like somebody to like check it on me and be like, hey, are you doing that thing? Are you not doing this? And I don't know. I just feel like I don't really have that at the moment.
Yeah.
accountability buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at, I guess.
Hmm.
I don't know. There's a lot of things I wish I could do differently, and maybe they're all achievable, and I'm just an idiot. But um, yeah, one
Hey,
of the
you know
things.
what? Go ahead.
One of the things I actually bought myself. It's not here yet, but it's like a weekly planner, and just like because one of the things I feel like is uh, another. This can be a topic for a different day, but I also talked to my wife about how I really feel like I have some sort of like either ADHD or something that it just prevents me from doing certain things. Uh, and I used to be really good at like quote unquote hiding that by making myself checklists or schedules or just making sure I have a list of things to do to get done. And if I do them, then I mean, it's almost like a dog, but like I reward myself at the end of the checklist, type thing. And I used to be really good at hiding that, but I don't have it. I haven't had that checklist in a couple years really for myself, and I've really felt myself get off track for certain things. So I bought myself like a weekly planner, and it's it's one of those vertical ones where like it's divided through the times of the day, and it's like it's basically a
Nice.
physical version of a Google Calendar, right? Where it's like, oh well, from this time to this time, you need to do this, this, and this, and if you get it done, you can give yourself a high five, I guess. And I've really been worried about my mental, not my, I mean, I guess it's technically is mental health, but not like depression or anything, but like anxiety and my lack of like focus of doing
Mm,
things, you know? And at first I thought it was just I gave myself too much to work to do and I don't know where to start. But then I started like really narrowing it down, and I don't really think it's that at all. I think I just have trouble focusing where like I'll get on the computer to work on something for us, and then I'll find myself like scrolling through Facebook or reading a website or
Oh,
you know
don't be mad. Don't be mad about that because I
no,
do it
I'm
too.
no, I'm just saying like, and then like 10 minutes will go by and I'll be like, "Oh, I was supposed to do this one thing, that could have been done within 30 seconds." And
Yeah.
that really started to bother me, and
mm,
I don't know. I just maybe it's all in my head. Uh these types of things, and I just need to just do a better job focusing on things, but like I just have been thinking about my mental health recently, and I need to change certain things about that too. So
Well, that's all I wanted to bring up about it. About this. I felt like it was something. If anything, like we talk about it right now. And we give some of our listeners some awareness. Stuff like that. Take care of yourselves. And yeah, we get it. Like the health insurance thing can put us in some turmoil and stuff like that. But like there are things you can do. Like there are clinics and stuff that will provide services for you and stuff like that, and we'll give you like some easy copay. I'm not saying you can go in and get like a major surgery or nothing like that, but like there are avenues and options for general health. There's even stuff for healthcare and stuff like that. Like you guys know, I had a friend that was very suicidal last year, and
mm.
he voluntarily checked himself into a facility, and I'm not sure who paid for it. I think the state paid for it, but you know what? He got some help. You know.
Yeah, just ask questions. I know it's already overwhelming and frustrating, but again, being in the health insurance market, like, and if I wasn't working in it, I wouldn't know the ins and outs of a lot of it. So, to, like, ask around, ask questions. You never really know where you could get some help. Like, for example, if your health insurance isn't covering a medication, if you have AAA, ask the pharmacy because AAA can actually provide discounts. For example, that's just an example.
mhm.
Always ask. Don't feel like you're alone because it's just a tough market to navigate. And we all have enough barriers as it is to take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I wish I had someone who was motivated enough to like kick me out of bed in the morning so I could go like work out or something, And I did a couple days, but I needed to be more consistent. I
Well,
need to
LeRon and
be.
I can help out, except for the physical kicking you out of bed part.
It's
Yeah.
true. It's true. Anyways,
Good topic, LeRon. You got me like all worked up. I love that topic.
I know.
I aim to please. Uh, what's so funny?
I don't know why that was so funny.
I think Corey's a little
Okay,
like punchy. He laughed
I
so
know.
hard at my fart noise, which I was happy he did. I just wasn't expecting that
It was
reaction.
funny.
I know he's all
Oh,
giddy.
I love it. We love it
oh.
when Corey laughs.
Do we have another topic, or we want to take it home tonight?
We should
Corey, did you
probably.
have one, or am I just making it up in my head?
No, mine was the thing at the beginning of the show, but
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
I don't really have anything. We can wrap it there.
All right.
All right.
Well,
Well, before you do your outro thing, LeRon, let me just say one more
mhm.
thing as I gently massage the posies of my cat Paxil because she's a good girl. A lot of people really take good care of their pets, and I mean like probably a little to the excess. You know, certain pet parents. You know what I'm talking about.
Hmm.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
can splurge on your pets to the point of obsession, you can take care of yourself. Just saying. Love yourself like you love your pets. I sometimes feel like people treat their pets better than they treat themselves. Take care of yourself.
Yeah. People treat their pets better than they treat their fucking kids. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Don't get me started. All right, take us home.
All right. Well, that's our show for tonight. We want to thank you all for tuning in and listening to Boss Rush After Dark, the spot where we talk about everything that's not always content appropriate for the other anchor shows on our channel. Uh, have a good night, everyone. Be safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Think about your mental and your physical health, your well being, and stuff like that. We're not saying try to live to be 100 years old and stuff like that. That for some people that might be a miserable way to live their lives and stuff like that. But try to live a little bit longer than than you actually thought about putting some thought into, because like we can all like take better care of ourselves. We can. You guys have any final words?
I'm trying to keep it positive. So we love you.
Take
All right.
care of yourself.
All right.
Yes.
And we will be back for another all new installment of Boss Rush After Dark. We'll see you later. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.